Have you ever stood on a beach and looked into water so clear you could count the grains of sand beneath your feet? That feeling, that magic, is unforgettable. Unfortunately, those crystal clear waters are becoming harder to find. Our planet's most stunning clear water beaches are under silent attack. And one of the biggest threats? Climate change. Today, we're going to explore what's happening to these natural wonders. We'll talk about the science behind water clarity. We'll uncover the dangers that climate change brings. And most importantly, we'll look at what we can do to protect them. Because this isn't just about pretty vacation spots. It's about life. Let's start with the present moment. Right now, there are beaches in the Maldives, the Bahamas, and the Philippines where the water is as transparent as glass. You can see colorful fish swimming below. Corals glowing like underwater gardens. The surface reflects the sky like a perfect mirror. But that beauty doesn't just happen by accident. It's the result of a delicate balance, temperature, currents, marine plants, and clean sand all working together. When that balance is disrupted, clarity fades. And climate change is disrupting it in ways we can't ignore. The first big factor? Rising ocean temperatures. You might think, warmer water? Sounds great for swimming. But for marine ecosystems, it's a disaster. Coral reefs, which play a huge role in keeping waters clear, are extremely sensitive to heat. Even a 1 to 2 degrees Celsius rise in temperature can cause stress. When stressed, corals expel the algae living in their tissues. This process is called coral bleaching. The corals turn ghostly white. Without those algae, the corals lose their main food source. If temperatures stay high for too long, the corals die. And when corals die, the entire underwater community suffers. Fish lose their shelter. Sand and sediment that reefs once held in place get washed away. That sediment floats in the water, making it cloudy. Suddenly, your perfect clear lagoon is filled with floating particles. It's not just about the view. Cloudy water means less sunlight for plants and corals below. That makes recovery even harder. Another big problem is plankton blooms. Warmer waters can trigger rapid plankton growth. When there's too much plankton, the water loses its transparency. Plankton also reduces oxygen levels, making life harder for fish. Next up, sea level rise. As ice melts from Greenland and Antarctica, sea levels creep higher. It doesn't sound dramatic, just a few millimeters a year. But over decades, it adds up. Higher seas erode shorelines. When waves hit the coast harder, they pull sand and silt into the water. The result? Murky beaches where the water used to be clear. Now let's talk about storms. Climate change is making hurricanes and typhoons more intense. When a big storm hits, it stirs up the ocean floor. It can dump heavy rain that washes soil and debris from land into the sea. And often, it carries pollution, oil, plastics, chemicals, straight into the water. Even if the water clears after a few weeks, the damage to ecosystems can last for years. Pollution is another silent killer of water clarity. It's not just visible trash like bottles and bags. Plastic breaks down into tiny microplastics. These tiny fragments float in the water and scatter light. You can't always see them, but they change how light travels underwater. Then there's nutrient pollution from farms and cities. When fertilizers run into the ocean, they feed algae blooms. That green or brown cloud isn't just ugly, it blocks sunlight and chokes marine life. In some places, like Florida's coastline, red tide events have killed fish and made beaches unsafe for swimming. So if climate change is making things worse, what can we do? Here's the hopeful part. There are solutions. In many countries, scientists are working to restore coral reefs. They grow corals in special nurseries under the water. Once strong enough, they transplant them to damaged areas. Marine protected areas are expanding too. In these zones, fishing, boating, and other activities are controlled. This gives ecosystems time to heal. Some islands are banning single-use plastics completely. Others are creating better waste treatment systems to keep sewage out of the sea. In places like Palau, visitors must pledge to act responsibly before entering the country. On a bigger scale, we need to slow climate change itself. That means cutting greenhouse gas emissions, switching to renewable energy, and protecting coastal vegetation like mangroves and seagrass. Mangroves, for example, trap sediment before it reaches the ocean. They also absorb carbon dioxide, fighting warming. Seagrass meadows filter the water naturally, and they provide a home for fish, turtles, and other marine life. Tourists can help too. Choose reef-safe sunscreen. Avoid touching or standing on coral. Support local eco-friendly businesses. Even small choices matter when millions of people make them. Because clear water beaches are more than destinations. They're signs of a healthy ocean. They reflect the condition of our planet. And if we protect them, we protect everything they support. Imagine this. You're walking along the shore 20 years from now. The water is still crystal clear. You can see every seashell, every flicker of silver fish. You feel proud knowing your actions help keep it that way. That future is possible, but only if we act now. So here's my call to action. If you care about these places, take one step today. Cut back on single-use plastics. Support conservation groups. Or simply share this video so more people understand the urgency. Our oceans need allies. And every ally counts. If this message speaks to you, give this video a like, it helps spread awareness. Subscribe to join our community of ocean protectors. And tell me in the comments, what's the clearest water you've ever seen? Let's keep those waters clear, for us, for wildlife, and for generations to come. Because the clarity of our beaches is in our hands. Let's not let it slip away.